Going into Banana Ball, making trick plays, what's like going through your head when, like, how are you timing it? Like,
it is definitely, it's a learning curve. I think the first time, well, to be honest with you, in college, I was just messing around, and I used to call it like flow. So I'd like catch a ball here and flip it behind my back and throw it just because it felt like, it just felt natural and smooth. And so I've been doing trick plays for a little while now before I even got here, and I like to call it flow. Like when we were teaching the Clemson guys yesterday, they were kind of asking us like, oh, how do you do these trick plays? How do you guys bounce these things? And I was just telling them, I'm like, hey, don't try and force anything. Like, you try and force something, it just feels natural. It looks wonky. It looks stiff. I say, do whatever comes natural to you. Do whatever flows. Like, different kind of transitions with the ball. I like to flip it behind my back and catch it. Don't get me wrong, it takes a little bit of practice and all that stuff. But if you force it, it just doesn't. I just don't think it works as well. But the more natural you are with it, the more it flows. And I think that's the way to I approach it. And we got some dudes who do some crazy trick plays that I'm not like backflips and catches. Like, I've got a backflip down. I can't do the backflip catch, but
yet.
Yeah, right. And I'm not gonna put limits on myself, but it's definitely it's a work in progress, but it's something we work on every day in practice. So chances to get better every day, and yeah, it's a new game compared to baseball. So
yeah. What's the best trick play you've made in a game so far? Your favorite one?
Ooh, my favorite one is it was like our first kick trick or something like that. So I fielded it my left hand and then kind of flipped the ball under my leg and then kicked it with my shoe, popped it up to my hand, and then threw it over to first. That one just felt really cool. So
you're like, oh, it felt so natural.
Yeah,
like
complicated. It felt natural. It was like, because I've been working, because nobody, like, I was trying to think outside the box a little bit, things that nobody had really done yet, and kind of incorporated like a little soccer right there. So
nice.
A little under the leg, kick it up. We play a lot of hacky sack too in our free time, so incorporate a little bit of that hacky sack. That was pretty cool. Probably one of my favorites.
You're always playing the same two teams, the firefighters and the party animals, right? How do you keep it fresh?
That's a good question, because, when you're a pitcher, when you're a hitter, you're facing the same guys and the same arms and the same bats. It's kind of tough. You got to figure out how to get guys out differently, and because at the end it is a competition, because it's kind of like nobody wants to be big or nobody wants to be little brother. It's like big brother, little brother. We're always fighting. I don't know if soccer for you guys, we call it our fall World Series. It's kind of like our scrimmage between both teams. At the end, do you guys have like a purple and orange scrimmage or something at the end of the year between your teams, or no?
No, but softball and some other teams do.
Things like that, where it's kind of like these big inter squads. It kind of feels like a big inter squad, but at the end of the day, we're all sharing the same locker room. So there's, guys are jabbing at each other, guys are jawing at each other. It can get a little bit intense, but not to the point where you better be buddy with that guy, because we got 85 games coming up here and sharing the same locker room. So whatever you got, you better hash it out and get back out there. So it's definitely a competition, because nobody wants to be little brother, but it's that's how we kind of keep it fresh, like little jabs and having fun. It's a great group of guys we get to work with too. So there's no problems really with anybody, and it's just it's fun. It's like a competition within a competition. So
yeah,
we've got the competition of trying to entertain all these fans, wrapped into a baseball game where we still don't want to lose. It's like, not scripted or anything either. So
yeah,
we don't want to lose, and so it's a game within a game.
I think that's cool. I don't think I realized that it wasn't scripted, because I play basketball, so I'm thinking like Harlem Globetrotters a little bit, but
exactly.
I feel like that one's a little more scripted.
It is tough to script. I wish I could script a home run for me every game, but it's like I can't do that. I can't do it on command, unfortunately. But it is you can script in like what we do basically is we'll script in our celebration. So, okay, if you guys score this inning, this is the celebration or dance we're doing. If we score, or if they get a crazy out, like you guys kind of improv and do whatever celebrations you want to do. But there's a few things they'll script in, like that pitch perfect thing I was talking about earlier. Like, okay, once we record the third out, we're going to go right into this dance. And then, but other than that, it's pretty tough to script baseball. I wish you could, but can't. So.
Yeah. So when you're scrimmaging the baseball, like the Clemson boys tomorrow. Are you guys going to be like dancing? Is this like a dancing type of scrimmage or?
I think they're fully bought into the banana ball dancing.
Ooh.
kind of
All
world,
right.
so we're gonna see some of those boys moving and grooving tomorrow.
Okay, and we're
I can't
going.
wait
Are we
for this.
playing with like banana ball rules?
Banana ball rules tomorrow. So
So
yeah.
I could catch an out tomorrow. Is what you're
Yeah,
telling
So
me.
I'm
show
bringing my
up.
glove.
Yep. Glove better be there. You better keep your eye on the ball because I'm telling you, there's so much going on at one time. You've got people in the stands that are like supposed to be there kind of entertaining too. So you've got them, and then you've got whatever's going on in the baseball field. And on top of that, there's no mound visits. So like the game doesn't get slowed down. Can't step out. I mean, once that out's recorded, we're walking to the box as fast as we can. I mean, like in a cool, calm, collected manner, but
Of
we're
course.
walking to the
Yeah.
can't gotta look like you know what you're doing. But
Yeah.
but it's just a real fast-paced game. Like one thing happens, and then you're like, oh, look over there, and then look over there, and it's just like honestly, kind of like TikTok in real life because you just it's like you're overstimulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. So in a good way though.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I need to be a part of this because that is my one gripe with baseball, softball sometimes, especially baseball, is that 9 innings could be like 3.5, 4 hours long, especially as a fan too. Like I know as a player you're obviously a little more engaged, but as a fan you're just sitting there, you're like, okay, like this inning's been 30 minutes, like what's next? But I think that's really cool that you guys like. There's always so much going on. I think I need to get more involved.
Yeah, I think
in
you'd be
this banana ball.
entertained for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Is it true that you played all 9 positions one game
I did.
in like 5 innings?
That was actually it was I think we were at Cooperstown last year, our last game of the year, and our tour actually came down to one game, so that was kind of like a big game for us. Ended up losing at the end of the day, but I think it was the 7th inning. I started at catcher and then went to third, shortstop, left field, center, right field, second base, first base, and I mean a lot of things had to happen for the inning to go right. Our pitcher happened to get a quick out, and then I think he struck out the next guy, and then our coach was like, oh my God, I don't think he's going to get 9 positions because he's already got 1 strike on the batter now. Like, what if he puts it in play, all this stuff. So all the variables worked out where I was on first base and there was 1 strike on the batter. And I came in, didn't really warm up pitching at all. And like my best pitch is a changeup. So I threw 2 changeups and he swung over both of them and got the boys going, was fired up. So I stole our pitcher's strikeout, which was kind of funny. But it was probably one of the cooler moments I had on tour last year. So that was like kind of ultimate high right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right now playing, what's your favorite position to play?
I was, a third baseman coming through college. Started at catcher a little bit in junior college, but third base feels like home, so I like that one. Outfield's fun though too. You get to run around and chase the ball, feel like a dog out there. So that's fun. So that's fun too. But yeah, third base and pitcher's fun too. Like, but third base, you're a little more just like I like playing defense and hitting. So that's me.
And in college, you were a 2A player, right? So you were obviously fielding and a pitcher. What is that mentality like? Because I don't think most people know exactly like what that takes. So what is that like?
It's a little different, I will say. And by the time I'd gotten to my 5th year, I kind of had a good routine of how I was able to maintain like my arm health along with my base running, defense, hitting approach. Because when you're just a pitcher, you're basically at the field. You're throwing, maybe you throw a bullpen, and that's kind of your day right there. Maybe they condition or do whatever pitchers do. Hitters, usually college practices, we're base running, we're taking ground balls, we're hitting and doing a lot of other position-related things. So that took a minute to kind of grasp how do I want to go about my work because, we got regulations in college where we've got so many hours in the week to practice. So once I figured out a good routine for myself where, okay, these are the days I'm going to throw my bullpens, and then pretty much every other day I'm just going to hit and do all my things. And it kind of got into a mindset where I am a position player who also pitches. So pitching, I don't want to say was on the back burner, but I think it came more naturally to me. So I maybe put less emphasis on it. And it might be different for some other 2As, but that's kind of how I worked about it. So I thought of myself as like, okay, I'm going to practice with the position guys every day. But when it comes my time to throw my bullpens and take my pitching work seriously, I put my 30 minutes or whatever focus into it, and then I get into it. And yeah, that's kind of how I approached it there.